first, it's hard to watch, and it brings back so many memories when I see the knee going backwards the way it did. And it was just you feel bad for him, you feel pain, you feel a little sick because of what happened. And then looking back, there's with me, there was a lot to go through. I guess I understand that he didn't rupture the artery or severed the nerve, which I did. And I just had my knees replaced, during COVID. So I'm feeling great now. But I think medicine has come a long way. So there's a lot of hope. And he's gone through something like this before, from what I understand, at Georgia. So I'm wishing him the best. He knows what it takes to come back, and just wish him well.
Take us back to 1994 and your experience, and the medicine is different. And if I'm reading correctly, they didn't know if your leg was even going to make it. Take us through that entire process of not knowing your future, not knowing if you can ever play football, not knowing if you can ever walk again. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it's when they initially told me on the field that I dislocated my knee, I just felt like, well, it's just like a finger, you pop it back in place, and it'll be a week, a couple weeks, and I'll come back. And when I asked the doctor when I could come back, he said, you don't understand, you've dislocated knee, you've severed, um, you know, 3 of the 4 ligaments, you ruptured your artery, you severed your nerve, and we're not worried about you coming back to play. We're worried about you keeping your leg, and we got to do emergency surgery right now, do a bypass, so that we can get blood flowing to your leg so we don't have to cut it off. So that's where I was.
If there was any advice, anything you could say to Nick Chubb, who's been through this before, what would your advice be to him, Napoleon?
Well, I mean, you've done it before. You're probably in a better position now that you've played in the NFL, and it's a fun game. I understand it's hard to leave, and you just gotta weigh your future life, and all the great things that you can do with family and friends. And I just wish him the best.
When you look back at, one play that ended your career, and you served our country and you got to play at the highest level in the NFL, but that one play, that was it. Do you ever look back and think what could have been different if you didn't suffer that injury on that day?
Oh my gosh, yes. It was a time for me. I mean, it was my opportunity. Before, when I was at the Raiders, I mean, I had Eric, first Marcus Allen, then Bo Jackson, then Eric Dickerson, then Roger Craig. It's hard to get in the lineup with those guys. And I finally was getting in the lineup where I was going to be a big part of the offense, and just like Chubb was. And so, yeah, I was looking forward to being the star, making things happen. And this happened, and just cut my career short.